Welcome back everybody to more CSI, Crime Scene Investigation. We're going to start a new case in this episode. We did In and Out last time and it didn't go great. We could have done a lot better. So we're going to try and do Light My Fire in this one time. Let's go. Chemical substance that reveals latent fingerprints on porous surfaces such as paper. Right, so that's what we want to use to find fingerprints in paper things. I like the difference between all the different tools and figuring out where to use them. It's very, it's good problem solving. Gives the mind a workout. I'm sure this game isn't too difficult, it's just I'm kinda dumb sometimes.
I need you to go investigate another crime. Sara will meet you on the site and give you the details. She's one of our best. You can learn a lot from her.
So we get to work with Sara this time around. Interesting. Right, this is an arson.
Looks like somebody's been playing with matches.
What we seem to have here is a break-in and arson. According to his statement, Jason Gray, the homeowner, left his house around 11:30 p.m. to go for a run. He was gone for a little over an hour, came back to find his home office ablaze. Got the fire out, but lost most of his office gear. Computer, desk, the works. We've already canvassed the neighborhood, but nobody saw anything or anybody suspicious. Wish I had more for you.
That's what we're here for, officer. We'll start processing the scene, but we're going to want to chat with Mr. Gray.
Right, let's try and do a lot better in this one.
Had to meet here at the scene. I'm Sara. Glad you could come aboard CSI. It was getting kind of old being the new kid myself. Anyway, I hear good things about you. We're gonna pair up just fine.
Well, I hope so too. Right. So, this is Jason Gray's home. There's Jason Gray himself. What can we find out? Oh, there's going to be lots. I'm probably going to miss tons, aren't I? Right, first off, let's start from here and make our way down.
We know the window's broken. What we need to know is how it got that way.
I don't think we can really...
It's on the floor could mean the window was broken from outside. So our arsonist could have been standing just outside that window before the fun began.
I don't think there's much we can do with the glass. I don't think there's much we can do there yet. That's going away. So we've learned that they were standing probably right there. Let's make a move and see what we can find. I really want to do a lot better in this one than I did in the last one. I got a really bad score in the last one. We can go outside, but let's hold off on going outside just yet. Let's focus in this area here.
Every fire has its share of survivors. This is not one of them. If the perps were grabbing up Gray's papers before lighting them, we might find a survivor. Fingerprints. Too fragile to dust, but there's other ways to check for prints.
Right, and we literally just found out what that was. Let's do it. Sorry about that, I got interrupted and had to quickly go away. Let's spray it. There we go. Fingerprints. Now, can I just pick this up as well? Or no, it doesn't look like it. Right, what else do we got? We get something over here.
There's a redial button. Maybe we should find out who the last person was on the other end.
Let's do it. Where's the redial button?
Yeah, leave a message.
Pleasant. Sounds like Gray keeps good company.
Really? It's kind of judgmental, Sara. All you heard was literally a voice. But that's that. I don't think there's much else we can do over there. Yeah, we get stuff here.
Fire could have started here. House fires typically double in size every 30 seconds. Gray seems to have gotten to it pretty quickly.
That's suspicious that he got to it quite quickly. We could be looking at attempt to get insurance.
It's colored and rounded. Definitely not window glass.
Vase. That is going to be simple picking up. That's that. That's probably vase glass, I assume. What's this?
Looks like some burned wood scraps. You should process burn material like this for accelerants before you pick it up.
Oh, well, thanks. Right, fluids.
Beautiful. Hydrocarbons and most other accelerants fluoresce under ultraviolet light. This is a good sample for Greg.
Now can I pick it up? That's that. So that is everything down there, I think. Now what about here? The computer's pretty scorched.
We'll want to test for accelerants, things that started the fire. This looks like a typical burn pattern, lots of charred samples and residual gas in the air.
And thanks to your little tip before, heat signatures, fluids. Yeah, it's definitely going to be this.
We can't use that here.
What?
There's nothing special there.
Now I'm getting a little bit annoyed. Come on, you said to check for...
Try using a similar tool.
Right, let's preserve trace materials, dust particles.
We can't use
Oh,
that.
come on. Oh, frick.
You haven't done this before. Little luck. Greg will tell us something useful from this.
I know I'm just gonna suck at this game. We're just gonna suck at it so badly. Gonna be relying on you and my partner for all my help all the time. I don't want to talk to you yet, Mr. Gray. I'm annoyed. I am going to go outside. Oh no, I can't go outside. Oh no, wait, I can. Oh no, wait, what was that? Aha.
This lighter's an antique, so maybe it's just a collectible, but the cap's been screwed off and it's empty. Anything that could have started this fire is important. Collect it.
Can I maybe check for prints?
There's no prints here.
Well, I mean, you said it was screwed off, so it could have been. Sorry for being thorough. Yeah, that computer's pretty toast.
Rag fragments. Smells greasy. I don't imagine Mr. Gray was working on his car in here, do you?
Yeah. Let's test that for... Yeah.
We can't use
Oh,
that.
come on, really? Frick, fine. Fine, I'll just pick it up.
Ever hear of a Molotov cocktail? That's 1 part rag, 1 part bottle, and 1 part liquid accelerant. Could be what started this fire.
Probably. Right, back up. Let's go. I don't think there's much else. I think I've said that like every time I picked something up from this area. Right, so there's nothing I can do over here. It's probably just go outside. Yeah, let's go and have a look. What do we see? No. Can't actually look anywhere. But we will go here because if he was standing, there we go.
Does that look like a shoe print to you? Me neither. Cast it. Maybe Greg can give us a lab rat's eye view that'll tell us what the heck it is.
Right, and that will be...
Try using a similar tool.
Yeah, see, I figured it would make it was either one of the cast ones. There we go, that's that. Now, oh, yeah, we've got stuff there.
Grissom says let the evidence tell the story. So, if this window was broken from here, why so many shards outside?
That's a good point. Let's collect that.
Try using a similar tool.
I always use the wrong tools, don't I? I suck at this. I really do suck. Right, I think that should be everything, which means let's go and talk to the dude.
I'm Jason Gray. You the officers who wanted to speak with me?
We're with the Las Vegas Crime Lab, Mr. Gray. Criminalists. Sorry about your house. We just have a few questions.
Anything I can do to help. I hope there's some chance you can find whoever did this to me. Yes, of course. Kind of a keepsake I'd misplaced. Thanks for finding it. Well, as I told the officer, I went out to get a little exercise. I do this when I can't sleep. It must have been around 11:30 because it was after the news. At any rate, I wasn't gone for much more than an hour 15 at the most. But as I was walking home, I could see a strange light coming from my office. And then I caught a whiff of smoke and the alarms went off. Mentally, I mean. I rushed in and somehow managed to put the fire out. Best I could. Well, I haven't taken a complete inventory, but obviously my computer, and with it, all my files and research, projects, client database. It'll take months to reconstruct it all. I should have kept backup disks in a safe deposit box, but damn hindsight. At least my insurance will cover some of it.
Insurance, there we go.
Maliciously, you mean? I don't know, really. Not unless... Well, there is one person, but I can't imagine... James Ritchie. He's my biggest rival in the field. Aviation design. Anyway, we go way back. Not all of it good. He's been stealing clients away for a long time. He's got a checkered past, to say the least. Still find it hard to believe.
New suspect.
He's got several offices around town. I couldn't hazard a guess where he'd be right now.
Right, that's everything here. Let's go in Jim Brass. Let's see if we can get a location for this James Ritchie.
Any breaks in the arson? Well, let's pull him up. Seems Mr. Ritchie has a prior for insurance fraud. Promising. Charges were eventually dropped. But you know what they say, where there's smoke? His company has a few offices scattered around Vegas, but the downtown branch seems to be the HQ. I'd start there.
Well, we are going to go there right away. James Ritchie, let's go speak to you.
Heard about what happened to Gray. Shame. Happy to help. If you can keep it short. I have a meeting in 15 minutes. He's a competitor, just not much of one. We both manage companies that design commercial airplane prototypes, and his business has been in a tailspin for more than a year. It's not my fault his dissatisfied clients come looking for a home. You can't seriously think I had anything to do with... Look, I'm not Jason Gray's biggest fan, but I don't go around burning houses down, even when I don't care for somebody. As for my whereabouts, you might check with the other 150 passengers on my flight, coming in from Chicago, flight 157.
No, that's a pretty solid alibi, isn't it?
Why would I? He's barely on my radar. I would say, if anything, Gray feels threatened by yours truly. You know, he even approached me, begging to buy him out a couple of weeks back, as if I wanted what was left of his excuse for a company.
Oh, ouch.
Threatened him. I laughed in his damn face.
That is very valuable information.
If you're fishing for those drug rumors, I won't be part of that. However I may feel about Gray, I don't intend to get involved in character assassination. Anyway, what a man does in his private life is his own concern. I have nothing else to tell.
Well, I think that warrants another trip down to Jason Gray. I want to know why he was trying to sell his business to his so-called rival. It seems like he needs some cash.
I can't tell you any...
Oh no, we can't. Well, Jim Brass, can you tell me anything just before I move to the lab?
What's up?
Give me a second. Airline manifest confirms Ritchie was on that flight. Got in at 12:12.
Well, James Ritchie is essentially nada. He is no longer a suspect. So the only thing we can do now is go to the lab and start analysing the evidence we have.
We got an arson case and need some tests run.
Well, and it's a pleasure to see you too, Sarah. But I'm starting to feel like this relationship is kind of lopsided. I give, you take.
How about I make it up to you by giving you this evidence to analyze for us?
Somehow I don't think I'm making my point. So, you got a hot case, huh? Yeah, well, let's have a look.
Right, how does all this work again? Right, I give him... Right, that's that scent.
You're gonna love this. It's as simple as ABC. A, it's lighter fluid. B, it's not lighter fluid. it's from the fuel oil #1 family, or C, it's both.
So what did he actually tell us there? I don't actually know, but that's all we've got from the fume sample. That's down done. Let's get it cast.
Well, what this isn't is a shoe print. It may be a knee print, but I'm fresh out of knee print databases, so I can't do much with it at the moment.
Oh, well, that's kind of useless then. I mean, the evidence might go to the computer, I suppose, but it's pretty much done. It's yellow tagged. Documents, nope. Items, right, let's do this. Is that all the things we have, really? Okay.
Judging by the radial fractures and hackle marks, you've got a window broken in with a great deal of force. Funny peculiar, I mean, erosion patterns suggest the outside of the window is traveling away from the source of impact.
Fancy way of saying, that window was broken from the inside.
Oh, it's starting to look like Mr. Grey is kind of more our guy, and that's that done. That's yellow tagged as well.
What we have here is a rag containing the delicate bouquet of fuel oil #1 family, an accelerant. But it's a popular rag with lots of other party guests, dirt, grease, and a turbine oil used only in commercial aviation. Strong possibility that our fuel oil #1 accelerant was jet fuel. And one more tasty tidbit for you, that rag's made of cotton fiber. And I'm not talking an old t-shirt here. It's exotic, one of 2 of almost 700 known cotton germplasms, one of which can only be found in Guatemala, while the other is native to northern regions of Ecuador.
So we're looking for somebody who's been to Guatemala or Ecuador recently. Right, so now what about the antique lighter?
Do I have to tell you it's a lighter? And that it once contained lighter fluid?
Well, fair enough, okay. What about this small burnt scrap?
Traces of accelerant. What you have here is lighter fluid.
Right, so they both used jet fuel and lighter fluid?
That's wine bottle glass. I could have told you that back in my college days. What I couldn't have told you is the chemical composition's very similar to glass used in bottle factories, South American bottle factories. And I found traces of an accelerant from the fuel oil #1 family to boot. Rag, jet fuel, and a broken bottle. One Molotov cocktail coming right up. Or that is, apart. Now that I've compared it to the earlier sample, I can say without question, it was aviation jet fuel.
Well, that opens up a number of things. Let's look at the computer. We do have some fingerprints. We have scrap print impression cast. Let's see what the impression cast looks like. Although I doubt we'll get anything from that. Nah. About the scrap print. Right, we do have a result. Limb traversal, which timed out Markland. James Ritchie. That looks like a match.
We have an APHIS match to James Ritchie, charged with insurance fraud 4 years ago. Case was dropped, however.
Right, but we know it wasn't James Ritchie because, well, he had insurance and he wasn't even there at the time. So that's that pretty much done. Now what about the microscope? What have we got? Burnt rag.
Nothing unusual about the threads in this rag.
So we're looking for a match on the rag. What about the glass? And it's right, okay. Right, I think, well, let's go to talk to Jim Brass and see if he's got anything to add. Or if you've got anything. Nope, we've not got anything to ask him. So, James Ritchie. Because we did find a fingerprint.
Well, strange as it may seem considering my business, I don't. My obsession is sailing. You've probably already learned that Gray has a pilot's license. I think I remember hearing he keeps a plane here in town.
This is looking more and more like Jason Gray.
So what? I have had dealings with Gray. We've exchanged our share of documents over the years. I have no criminal record. Those charges were dropped. This is still America, isn't it?
Well, Jason Gray, it's looking more and more like you're our man, and the music is glitching out like hell. This is proving to be a bit of an easy case so far.
I can't tell you anything else right now.
This is proving to be a very easy case. Now I bet you I'm stumped. Right. It must be missing something. I'm missing something for sure. Got to be. Well, everything that I have is currently done, so I must be missing a piece of evidence. Odd. That, or I'm missing something in particular about the lab.
Need something?
There we go.
We'll just check civil aviation records and see. Corporate Learjet Tango 146, registered to his company. Last place it was hangared was Henderson Executive Airport. See if it's still there.
Bada bing, bada boom. That's our goal. So we're going to go to Henderson Executive Airport now, and we're going to probably put the nail in this case. We're going to nail this guy. We're pretty sure that it's Gray trying to commit insurance fraud. But we're going to find out for sure next time. So come back when we nail this son of a bitch for insurance fraud. Hope to see you then. Take care.